Hafaday, Lesson Mamwai, Faisho, and welcome to your house chamber, to all of those, to all of you viewing on cable TV and on the different social media platforms and out in the public. Thank you and welcome. I now call this first day, fifth special session to order. Please let us all rise for a moment of silence. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, everyone. And with that, I'd like to recognize the clerk to please call the roll of attendance.
Representative Vata,
Present.
Representative Aldan, Representative Aquino,
Present.
Representative Fatal,
Present.
Representative Benavente, Representative Angelo Camacho, Representative Diego Camacho,
Present.
Representative Joel Camacho,
Present.
Representative Joseph Flores,
Present.
Representative Marissa Flores,
Present.
Representative Maglonia, Representative Ogo,
Present.
Representative Omar,
Kaigi.
Representative Palacios, Representative Rangomar,
Present.
Representative Sablan,
Estiga.
Representative Nicolas,
Present.
Mr. Speaker,
Present.
Representative Yangtamay,
Nyangi.
Representative Yumo.
Present.
Mr. Speaker, 18 members are present and 2 members are absent.
Thank you, clerk. With 18 present, that's enough for a quorum to move forward with today's session. Please let the record reflect that Representatives Ray Palacios and TJ Manglonia are hereby excused for today's session. And before we proceed to public comments, I'd like to recognize the floor leader for the suspension of rules to amend today's agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move to suspend Rule 3, Section 6, so that the House amends its agenda to include unnumbered bills and resolutions not filed with the House Clerk's office 72 hours in advance when a notice for session was given and posted. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to amend today's agenda and has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All right, clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Vata,
Yes.
Representative Aldan, Representative Aquino,
Yes.
Representative Fatal,
Yes.
Representative Benavente,
Good.
Representative Angelo Camacho,
Yes.
Representative Diego Camacho,
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho,
Yes.
Representative Joseph Flores,
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores,
Yes.
Representative Ogo,
Yes.
Representative Omar,
Hungan.
Representative Rangomar,
Yes.
Representative Sablan,
Hungan.
Representative San Nicolas,
Yes.
Representative Yangtamay,
Our.
Representative Yumo. Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 18 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all 18 members present voting yes, the motion carries. We now move down to public comments. The podium's open. Please state your name, the entity you represent, and try to keep your comments within the topics in today's agenda. And you'll be given 5 minutes. Podium is open. Sarge Terlai? I know, just kidding. All right, looks like there's none. We'll go ahead and proceed down to item number 3, adoption of journals, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item 3, adoption of journals, we have 2 items. First day, third special session journal dated June 11, 2025, and second day, third special session journal dated June 20, 2025.
Thank you, clerk. And with that, I recognize the floor leader for the adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move for the adoption of the following House journals. First day, third special session journal dated June 11, 2025, and second day, third special session journal dated June 20, 2025. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader for the adoption of the journals listed, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Okay, all in favor for the motion, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, colleagues. We now move down to item number 4, introduction of bills, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, formally introducing House Bill number 2440 to amend Title IV of the Commonwealth Code to clarify the application of business registration, licensing, and tax laws to foreign corporations engaged in land development, infrastructure development, and construction activities in the Commonwealth, including those related to development projects performed under or in connection with contracts, subcontracts, and agreements with the United States. Introduced by myself, but open for everyone to sign and support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, floor leader. And with that, I'd like to respectfully request you to make the proper motions to place this on today's calendar.
Thank you, and if there's no objection, I'd like to offer a motion to suspend Rule 9, Section 8, to place House Bill number 2440 to amend Title IV of the Commonwealth Code to clarify the application of business registration, licensing, and tax laws to foreign corporations engaged in land development, infrastructure development, or construction activities in the Commonwealth, including those related to development projects performed under or in connection with contracts, subcontracts, or agreements with the United States on today's bill calendar. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to suspend Rule 9, Section 8, to place House Bill 24-40 on calendar today, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All right. All in favor for the motion, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, colleagues. We now move down to the next House bill, and I recognize Representative Joseph Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is formally introduce House Bill number 24-41. This is to establish regulation on vehicle window tinting for safety and security in the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Island and for other purposes. Briefed by myself and several others, and I welcome your colleagues to brief. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Representative Joe Flores. House Bill 24-41 will be referred to the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, formerly known as PUTC. I have to remind myself that sometimes. Next on our introduction of bills, I recognize Representative Vincent Odan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to formally introduce House Bill 24-42 to mandate comprehensive, standard-based financial literacy education in all public high schools and middle schools of the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Island, to establish curriculum standards, teacher training support, integration with workforce development programs, and implementation timelines, and for other purposes, sponsored by myself and several others.
Thank you, Representative Aldan. House Bill 24-42 will be referred to the Committee on Education. Next, I'd like to recognize Representative Julie Ogle.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to formally introduce House Bill 24-43, a bill for an act to create a new criminal offense for desecration or theft of memorials and historical sites, pre-filed by myself and several co-sponsors, and I welcome others to sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Julie Ogle. House Bill 24-43 will be referred to the Committees on JGO and Tourism. Any other unnumbered bills to be introduced today? Recognize Representative Joe Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to formally introduce a bill to amend 9 CMC 8209 by removing the 7-day grace period for motorists who violate 9 CMC 8203 and 8204 of the citation effective immediately and for other purposes. It's an unnumbered.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Joe Flores. Please make sure the clerk has a copy, and that bill will be referred to in a later time. Any other unnumbered bills? All right, with nothing further, we move down to House local bills, and I recognize Representative Patrick San Nicolas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is to officially introduce House Local Bill 24-20 to appropriate 42,000 from revenues collected from poker fees in the second and third district and for other purposes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative San Nicolas. Any other unnumbered House local bills? Okay, with nothing further, we move down to introduction of resolutions, and I recognize Representative BJ Atta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Formally introducing House Joint Resolution Number 24-3 to urge the United States Congress to require all contractors and subcontractors performing federally funded work in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands to register with the Sinamay Department of Finance and certify compliance with Sinamay tax laws as a condition of receiving federal payments, to request the U.S. Department of Defense to adopt a Sinamay-specific clause in the Defense Federal Acquisition Regulation Supplement DFARS to institutionalize this requirement and to affirm the Sinamay's right under Section 703B of the Covenant to receive federal income tax revenues generated from contract work performed in the Commonwealth, introduced by myself and many others. And if there's no objection, committee to introduce this Committee of the Whole, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Attal, and with no objection, House Joint Resolution 24-3 is now introduced by the Committee of the Whole. Thank you, and it will be placed on the resolution calendar for action today. Next on under resolution, House Joint Resolution, I recognize Representative Joel Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Formally introducing House Joint Resolution Number 24-4 to authorize the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands through its governor to submit to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development the action plan for the Community Development Block Grant Application Number B-25-ST69-0001, the Home Investment Partnership Grant Application Number M-25-ST69-0203, the National Housing Trust Fund Grant Application Number F-25-ST69-0203, and the Emergency Solutions Grant Application Number E-25-DC69-0001 to receive the funds requested therein and to assume all responsibilities that may be imposed pursuant to those grants, introduced by myself and several others. And if there's no objection, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to introduce this as a Committee of the Whole.
No objection.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Joel Camacho, and again, with no objection to the request to introduce this for the Committee of the Whole, let the record reflect that now it's been introduced by the Committee of the Whole and will be placed on the resolution calendar for action today. Next, under House Joint Resolution, I'd like to recognize myself, House Joint Resolution Number 24-5, to recognize and acknowledge the National Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, ESGR, and the Guam CNMI ESGR State Committee and their volunteer members for their exceptional service and commitment to our servicemen and women, and to thank and appreciate our civilian employers for their utmost support to our service members by recognizing the week of August 4th through August 8th, 2025 as Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve Week, pre-filed by myself, and with no objections, I'd like everyone to be a part of this.
No objection.
Thank you, colleagues. So let the record reflect that this as well has been introduced by the Committee of the Whole. Next, under House Joint Resolution 24-6, I'd like to recognize myself again, commending the distinguished life and extraordinary contributions of the late Honorable Governor Arnold Indalecio Palacios to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and its people, and to acknowledge his enduring legacy as a genuine statesman, introduced by myself and several others, and again, with no objection, I'd like this to be Committee of the Whole.
No objection.
All right, thank you, colleagues. All the joint resolutions, again, will be placed on today's resolution calendar for action. Any other resolutions? Unnumbered. Ready? All right, thank you, colleagues. And there's none under commemorative resolutions and concurrent resolutions. We now move down to item number 6, messages from the governor, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item 6, messages from the governor, we have Governor's Communications 2436 to 2441.
Thank you, clerk. Any discussions under governor's communications? Ready? All right, thank you, colleagues. We now move down to item number 7, Senate Communications, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. We have under item 7, Senate Communications, we have Senate Communications 2431 to 2442.
Thank you, clerk. And now I'd like to recognize the floor leader for the motion to accept Senate Communications.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the House accept Senate Communications number 2431 to 2442 to be deemed the property of the House for further disposition as appropriate. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to accept Senate Communications, and it has been seconded. 4-38, reporting on Senate Bill number 24-8, to amend certain provisions of the CNMI Recycling Act of 1999 to establish the Department of Public Works as its proper authority and for other purposes that will be placed on today's calendar for action. Senate Committee